Vibes of India. I'm Janvi, and one of the biggest news coming from Gujarat is about Vadgam MLA Jignesh Mevani, who is sentenced to 3 months imprisonment for conducting Azadi March. Today, I'm sitting with our consulting editor Darshan Desai to discuss about who is scared of Jignesh Mevani and why. Welcome, sir, to Vibes of India. And sir, to start with, let us understand that why is Jignesh Mevani so important? What are your thoughts on the same?
See, we need to go a little back on basically who is Jignesh Mevani. How did he, what was it like? Jignesh came, shot to fame after that Pune
through his activism,
flogging tragedy, and he took out a huge rally, right from Pune till Gandhinagar, and he was basically leading the whole thing, and he mobilized kind of the Dalits across the state. Although the mobilization was already happening through various organizations, various other activists also. But why Jignesh? Jignesh was before Una rally, before we all started knowing him, before he became popular. He used to take up fights for land rights to Dalits. Okay, right, since these land should have been given to Dalits right after the Urban Land Ceiling Act. No, the Land Ceiling Act came into force. It came into force in urban as well as rural areas. So he was fighting those cases because that land, the spare land, should have been distributed among Dalits, which was not done. And he had filed hundreds of petitions in the High Court. There is a whole room which is full of petitions, which I have seen it myself. So he was taking up those land rights, but he was always this. He was not. He did an organization in the form of an NGO, and he was not a funded organization. There is a difference between a funded organization. So he was more of an activist. But because he also had a journalistic background, and he got to study in a good college called HK College, which has produced many fighters, many agitators earlier also. So he had that background and he had that understanding. So that's how he becomes important.
Important, true.
Now, and why he becomes important for the Congress party. I mean, if you look at it, he is a Dalit, and Dalits are only 7% of the voters. Or in terms of number of seats out of 182, there are only 13 seats reserved for the Dalits. So that way he is what? He is just an independent MLA who was supported by Congress in 2017, and that's it. That's what all his political career
is all about.
That's his political profile, nothing more than that.
True. And now, what do you think, this thing of his imprisonment, what does this mean for Congress and for Jignesh Mevani?
See, the BJP has wittingly or unwittingly, presented on a platter of issue to the Congress party, which was looking for one in Gujarat. Congress party is already in a very, very bad shape in Gujarat, as we all know. They won 77 seats in 2017 elections, but some 16 of their MLAs have already quit and to either join the BJP or become ministers in BJP government. So 16 of them, and the last year 2021, even Congress's performance even in the district and rural panchayats, I mean the taluka panchayats, the rural areas which are considered to be strongholds of the Congress, there also the Congress performed very badly. So it was kindly getting, it was kindly getting broken up. The Congress party was actually getting broken up with leaders who were like, I call them more. There were what is the Congress party today? Tired generals and directionless soldiers. That is what the Congress party is about. Now Jignesh Mevani,
brought a new force to the...
he brings a lot of energy. He brings a lot of energy to attract the youth and to electrify the party workers and all that. And he is well read. He has clarity on issues, he is very articulate, and he is a fearless orator. He speaks and doesn't bother about the consequences which he is facing now. Okay, so but he is taking those consequences. So, but he alone cannot do it. He is an excellent campaigner. And Kanhaiya Kumar has also joined the Congress, and we all know Kanhaiya Kumar. He doesn't need an introduction in this country. So both together can really turn around things as campaigners.
Yeah.
But for the Congress party, they've got an issue, but it depends on how they exploit the situation and create a political movement out of
But looking at the current situation, it doesn't look like they are exploiting the situation.
Yeah, they are not able to, and now Jignesh Mevani is behind bars for at least 3 months.
Yeah.
Probably he's challenging it in the court and maybe he may get some stay and all that. But right now, as of now, he's convicted. So once he's convicted, and if there are early elections, so he doesn't get to contest the elections. That is what one thing they have achieved, BJP. But that's just about one seat. But it depends on how the Congress mobilizes it. In 2017, what did the Congress do? It was these 3 boys.
Yeah.
Okay, Jignesh Mevani, Hardik Patel and Alpesh Thakur.
Yeah.
Because of those 3, the entire Congress, they themselves had their own pool of youngsters. All Hardik rallies didn't have only party members. But everyone most of them were youngsters.
True.
So that energy.
And it was also unfortunate that even when Jignesh Mevani was in Assam, like all Rahul Gandhi he just tweeted about it. There was nothing else. There was no on-ground action by Congress.
Yeah, there was no and the most surprising thing that that Hardik Patel, who is known to be very close to Jignesh Mevani, and also takes credit for getting Jignesh into the Congress party.
Yeah.
Let us assume that to be true. So, but he did not even condemn this. Whereas the same Hardik Patel had created a huge public agitation which unseated a chief minister in Gujarat, his Patida registration, and he was not making a single statement because he was himself looking at
his own motives.
Yeah, very, and he's basically confused person. He has always been, crying horse that the same kind of what Alpesh was saying, that he is not being given his space, nobody hears him, he is not part of the
same
plan.
Set of issues,
whereas Hardik Patel was given a post, a new post was created for him. Working president. There is no such post in the Congress party anywhere in the country. When you already have a president, you have a working president, that means you are an executive president. You're supposed to execute. The other person can be an advisor to you or whatever. So you take up charge. Instead of taking charge, you're waiting for work to be given. And then you basically getting nervous because there was a talk that Naresh Patel, who is from Leva Patel, Hardik is Kadwa Patel, so he's from the Leva Patel denomination and a very senior leader. So, if he joins the Congress, he would be marginalized further. Those kind of things.
He comes with his own set of issues.
But now he doesn't even come to that rally which was planned by the Congress party to welcome Jignesh Mevani. He was not even there. Even till today, he has not made a single statement condemning the thing. And he says that my options are open. So you are a confused person.
But I think, as always, there are problems within the Congress party, instead of them being a stronger position.
But the reason for that is that, it's like you suddenly pick up someone and make him the working president. Okay, it's new kind of a post. What does that mean? You already have a president. So is that guy a sleeping president? Or this is working? So there is no answer.
Clarity.
I thought when he was made, I thought there is some generational shift happening in the Congress organization. So, but only this guy. There should have been other people around. We should have changed the team. Today, Congress party has half a dozen chief ministerial candidates, but none of them can win their own single seats.
True. And Jignesh Mevani, as an individual, as a politician, is very powerful. Do you think that BJP is scared of whatever that Jignesh Mevani brings on the table?
Yeah, that's what it appears to be. They have BJP has almost, we can say, Alpesh Thakur has joined the BJP. So Alpesh Thakur you don't even hear of him. He's already, so he has been neutralized. In the same way, Hardik Patel himself is
confused.
Within his party is confusing him. He's himself confused. He's suddenly his ambition is getting bigger than what he is suddenly. And the BJP is no longer scared of him because he is a almost spent force. And now when he says options are open and those kind of things, so he might even join BJP or Aam Aadmi Party. So for BJP, the nuisance value of Hardik Patel is over.
True.
And they have already given OBC status, they have economics, economically poorer sections commission they have. At Prime Minister level they have given some reservations to OBC. So Hardik Patel has nothing in that sense.
Yeah. And
Okay.
in this whole fight of
So
Congress
the
and
BJP is left with only one person to counter who can really speak well, and that is Jignesh Mevani.
Mevani,
There is
yeah.
not a single state level leader in the Congress party who
who
can,
can actually
gear up people,
yeah,
who can electrify
bring that
people,
energy. Yeah.
all that. But you need the party organization to work.
True, true.
Jignesh Mevani can be lethal if the entire party machinery works with him together, all of them working together.
And what do you think, after the Assam incident or after this 3 months of imprisonment, is this working in favor of Jignesh in future, or do you think it will tarnish his...
It is definitely working in favor of Jignesh because they are making him big,
yeah,
bigger than
what he actually is.
What he actually is. So you're making him big.
Yeah.
Okay, but at the same time, Congress should see this as an opportunity in the sense that which are the Congress's original vote banks. The Congress's original vote banks were the same when the Kshatriyas, the OBC Kshatriyas, Harijans, Adivasis, mostly it's Kham areas it is known. So that those are the original vote banks of the Congress party. Urban areas will never go with the Congress party. They might opt for Aam Aadmi party in some seats, but they can never go whole hog with the Congress party even if they have a problem with them.
Okay. And do you think that this is happening to Jignesh Mevani purely because he is Dalit?
Not really because of his Dalit. That is one reason. But the thing is, he can influence all of these people, Dalits, Adivasis, Harijans, Muslims, all of them. He can influence all of these people because there's so many cases where he has taken up cases for Muslims.
Okay.
He has gone into Muslim areas and taken up cases and all that. So he does all that. And OBC is a very scattered lot. Like, for Patidar, as we say, Samast Patidar Samaj. So there's a unifying thing. They're all a block. OBCs are not a block. OBCs of North Gujarat are very different. OBCs of South Kodi OBCs are different. OBCs of South Gujarat are different. So they are a scattered lot and all that. So they are more or less like Dalits.
Okay.
They may not be treated like that. They might be treating Dalits like that. But so that in that sense, all these marginalized communities or so-called marginalized communities, Jignesh Mevani works.
Okay.
The issues because he's talking about joblessness. And then Dalits is an extra thing for him. So even if the Congress gets all the 13 Dalit seats, it's a huge achievement.
Huge achievement. Yeah, true. And lastly, tell us that in this whole conflict of BJP and Congress and Jignesh Mevani, do you think AAP is getting any benefit out of it?
Aam Aadmi party is definitely getting a benefit out of the problems in the Congress party because Congress is ceding space to them and they are going there. Congress might call them the B team of the BJP, but Congress calls even the other OIC's party the B team of the BJP. You're making space for, and these are all political parties with ambitions. And Arvind Kejriwal is very clear. Arvind Kejriwal wants to emerge as a single largest opposition in the country as an alternative to the Congress party who can challenge these people. And they are moving in that direction.
And they are doing a lot.
And they are picking up states where there are only two parties. Like Himachal has only two parties, Gujarat has only two parties. And Surat, whatever we say, in all, those the local bodies elections in February 2021, Aam Aadmi party got 72 seats in all, 27, one block in Surat. But even in rural areas, they got 72 seats, which is no mean achievement. In Gandhinagar, Gandhinagar Municipal Corporation, BJP had never won an election. It was Congress only which had always won an election, despite BJP ruling Gujarat. Okay, and they got it. In 1 month's campaign, they got 22% of the votes.
Which is again a big
So that gave BJP the victory. So that is, that way it's a damage to the Congress, but Aam Aadmi party is also can also cause damage to the BJP. Because Aam Aadmi party is basically urban centric party. Shehro wali, city wali party. They are taking up city kind of issues. So and they are taking up issues like price rise. They are not touching Hindutva. They are not touching.
They are just sticking on education.
Education, price rise, free electricity, all that. They are talking about those issues, day-to-day issues, which concern people. Even I closely went through their manifesto. They called their manifesto as a guarantee card. Okay, but along with the manifesto, they also gave a report card of what all
What all
issues,
they've done.
what all issues they had taken up.
Yeah.
And their issues, if you look at them, the issues were, pure lanes, by-lanes, rasta, pani, gutter, chota, micro, hyper-local as we
Yeah,
call it.
yeah.
Hyper-local issue. They would take up and they're always seen on the streets.
Okay.
For every small thing, they are seen on the...
Be it for paper leak or for whatever issues, they are always out
They
there.
expose the biggest paper leak, hate clerk exam, So they're always on the street for every small thing. In Surat, because that Minister of State for Health, Kishore Karani, he belonged to Surat. So that time, during COVID time, they put up hoardings everywhere, health minister khowaya hai. That health minister is missing.
Which was,
So they went, and all that they do, this is all BJP style of campaign to be on the road.
True. And now AAP is also taking the same thing.
So AAP is also doing the same thing.
Nice. And Gujarat elections are about to come, and I think the political drama in the state has just begun. So let's wait and watch and see what comes next.
Yeah, it will be a very interesting.
It will be a very interesting. Yeah. But thank you so much for sharing your insights on this topic. And for more such interactions, keep watching Vibes of India.